Live from 12 Studios, this is News 12 at 10.
COVID-19 cases climbing across North Texas. What will happen if the current hospitalization trend continues?
Plus, over in Oklahoma, COVID-19 cases also continue to rise. What Governor Kevin Stitt just declared for tomorrow.
And another night of cold temperatures ahead for Texoma. Steve's tracking when warmer temps will arrive. Welcome to News 12 at 10. I'm Dan Thomas.
And I'm Jen Phillips. And for the fifth day in a row, COVID-19 cases in North Texas hospitals have continued to increase. Over 15% of people hospitalized are COVID patients, and hospitals are running out of beds.
Governor Greg Abbott's order, in fact, says that if that trend continues, businesses will have to start shutting down again, and that means restaurants back down to 50% capacity and even bars.
News 12's Nina Quattrino spoke with business owners and local officials. She joins us now live in the studio. Nina, what could happen specifically if cases continue to rise?
Yeah, Jen, Dan, if hospitalizations stay at this rate by Friday, we would reach the 7th day of over 15% hospitalizations. And according to Texas Governor Greg Abbott's order, that would begin a rollback on reopening and a return to restrictions throughout North Texas.
These COVID cases are going to do nothing but increase from now until the end of the year.
North Texas has continued to see a rise of COVID-19 hospitalizations. DSHS reports that the two hospital regions in this area, the one that includes Grayson County and the one that includes Lamar County, have seen a steady increase and are nearing the 7-day mark.
What I'm waiting for now is a confirmation from the governor on the fact, and he's going to send me and other judges a letter letting us know when we have reached that 7-day period.
Fannin County Judge Randy Moore says local officials don't know what's going to happen next. They say they're just following Governor Abbott's order.
There is a rollback to the previous numbers. Restaurants from 75% to 50%. Bars would close.
And according to that order, bars and restaurants are the businesses that would feel the brunt of this impact again.
Obviously, I think everybody in the entertainment industry has big concerns about the COVID-19 rates and things like that. I mean, our people are exposed to it just like everyone else.
Denison bar owner Bill Kennedy says he expects cases are going to continue to increase throughout the holidays.
Socializing during the holidays as opposed to necessarily direct correlation to restaurant and bars. It's kind of like you're cutting your nose off to spite your face. It really doesn't move the ball forward.
He says the decision to close down again would be detrimental to the industry.
You know, we care about the people that work with us. Our employees are like family. Our customers are too. So obviously we want what's safest for them, but also so that they can continue to do the things they enjoy, to take care of their families, earn a living, and that has to be considered as well.
And if the number of COVID-19 hospitalizations happens to see a decrease before the 7th day, we won't see any changes. Officials I spoke with say it's all up to us to continue to slow the spread of COVID-19 by wearing a mask in public and limiting interactions with large groups or social gatherings. Live in the studio, Nina Quattrino, News 12.
And thank you, Nina. 16 new coronavirus deaths reported today in Texoma, 4 in Bryan County, 3 in Cook, 2 deaths in Pontotoc and Fannin each, along with 1 each in Grayson, Lamar, Marshall, Murray, and Stevens counties. That now makes for 399 Texomans who have died from the virus. The counties with the biggest case increases today. Here's a quick look. Stevens County, 89, Grayson, 82, Bryan County, 56, Cook, 38, Fannin, 36, Pontotoc, 35, Carter, 30. McCurtain had 28, Toka 27. Right now there are more than 3,900 active cases in Texoma. More than 27,000 people have contracted the virus so far. 23,000 of those have recovered.
With over 200,000 cases of COVID-19 in Oklahoma, Governor Kevin Stitt declared a statewide day of prayer and fasting tomorrow. The proclamation calls upon all faiths and religious backgrounds to join together to pray for those affected by COVID-19, which, by the way, is everyone. Ardmore's First Presbyterian pastor, Craig King, says the day of prayer is meant to center and focus ourselves and to cut down on our daily distractions. He encourages everyone to take a moment to pray or even just take a moment of silence tomorrow.
And I think just to stop and just take a moment to think about your family and your community and your fellow Oklahomans is a good thing.
Well, Pastor King recommends people do what they feel comfortable when attending a religious gathering.
Well, according to the Oklahoma State Health Department, the first doses of the Pfizer vaccine should arrive in the state by December 10th at the earliest. The Moderna vaccine will arrive a few weeks later, December 22nd, and the state is expected to get around 30,000 doses of the Pfizer vaccine compared to 10,000 doses from Moderna. Both shots are still awaiting emergency FDA approval. They will be first used on frontline healthcare workers. Health experts say it could be months until the vaccine is readily and widely available to the public.
And Texas Governor Greg Abbott says the CDC will give over 1.4 million doses of the COVID-19 vaccines to the state for the month of December. The vaccines should begin arriving the week of December 14th and will be distributed across the state. Additional vaccines may be made later this month for December. Also, more are expected in January and in the following months. Let's get a check of the weather now. That rain is officially out of here, but there is no shortage of cold tonight.
That's right. Chief Meteorologist Steve LaNore is here with what to expect for Thursday. Steve.
Thanks a lot, guys. If you step outside tonight, in fact, you can see the nearly full moon with quite a bit of holes in the cloud cover. Now, we definitely will have more clouds than not into your Thursday, but the rain, as you can see, has left Texoma for now. And outside of a patch of mist overnight, I don't expect any significant rainfall. Getting chilly, though. 39 now in Ardmore. Sulphur, you're at 37. 41 degrees from Atoka right down Highway 75 to Sherman and Denison, and 40 degrees in McKinney right now. So the wind is shifting to the west and northwest. The front is coming through, and the wind is not terribly strong right now, but definitely breezy and chilly. It'll be quite windy tomorrow. We won't have much sunshine, so it'll be a lot like today, but with a whole lot less rain. Only a 20% chance of rain tomorrow, so I can't rule out a random shower. It'll definitely be chilly. But guess what? We'll take these clouds out of there, replace them with those bright yellow things on Friday. Going to talk more about your weekend when I come back.
All right, the bright yellow things. Thank you, Steve. Texoma might not have gotten any snow. Well, they didn't for sure, but parts of Oklahoma sure did. Look at this video. Check out the area of Buffalo, Oklahoma. That's up near the Panhandle. Roads covered in snow. Cars even getting stuck in many places after sliding off the road.
And the Marshall County Emergency Management Office is helping people who live there get storm shelters thanks to a grant. That means anyone who owns a home in Marshall County can be reimbursed for up to 75% or $2,000 of a storm shelter purchase. You can only sign up for the program now, but you won't have to pay for the shelter until well into next year. Marshall County Emergency Management Director Robert Cheney says he recommends it because in Texoma, we all know tornado season is year-round.
The great part about one of these rooms is it gives us the ability to get into it, whether it's above ground, below ground, really doesn't matter. They've done all kinds of tests and studies on it and determined that either one works equally effective. So the main thing is to get in that tornado shelter or that storm shelter, however I need to say it, and let it pass.
Well, if you would like to purchase one, you need to contact the Marshall County Emergency Management Office before Friday.
And Ardmore police have arrested a man involved in a shooting outside of a CVS late Tuesday evening. Last week, 26-year-old Braxton Booker was arrested on Wednesday last week using a vehicle and firing a gun. That's the charge. Police say they arrived at the corner of Commerce and 12th Avenue Northwest after someone called 911 about a shooting. But by the time they got there, the person shot had already gone to the hospital. There was a witness, and police arrested Booker the next afternoon.
Well, a friend is honoring the legacy of a Texoma teacher who was hit and killed by a driver this year. How many homes the Katie Palmer Project has helped make shine for the holidays.
And taking a look at today's rainfall totals, eastern areas like Paris and Antlers getting soaked, but not a lot for most other Texomans. Steve's tracking some serious sun and some frosty nights on the 7-day. Well, the Katie Palmer Project, named after the Denison teacher killed when someone ran her over with their truck earlier this year, that project has now raised $4,500.
Now 9 families throughout North Texas will be getting Christmas lights in memory of Katie and loved ones that they have lost for this holiday season.
News 12's Mike Rogers spoke with one of those families. He joins us now live in the studio. Mike, what'd they tell you?
Well, Dan and Jen, each of the families getting these lights installed on their home have gone through hardships this year, and the Athertons are one of them. Robin and Alexa lost a daughter and a mother when Angelique Atherton died after a 7-year battle with breast cancer at age 34 on November 22nd. Now, they say the small gesture of getting those lights will mean a lot this holiday season.
I'm going to remember that the Katie Palmer Foundation did this for us. Again, to most people it would seem like a small thing, but to us it's a big thing.
It's the mission the Katie Palmer Project set out to achieve.
When you're going through something like this, the smallest things can mean the greatest things.
Contractors with the project will soon be hanging up Christmas lights for the Athertons, along with 8 other families from Fort Worth to Texoma, right on time for the holiday season.
Rewarding in a way that we're giving back to people that could use some help right now.
Dustin Bortsfield created the Katie Palmer Project to honor Katie, a Denison teacher who was hit and killed by a driver in April, and bring joy to families who have lost a loved one. Through the help of donations and the work of volunteers from fire departments throughout the state of Texas, they've raised $4,500.
They truly epitomize what this whole project is about. And that's bringing happiness and positivity to families in time of need.
9 houses will be gleaming with light in time for Christmas, and another family will get a monetary donation, but they all will have a reason to smile this holiday season.
She needed to smile. It's been a hard year for us, and she needed to smile, and I needed to see her smile. And that's what this project's all about.
Now, Bortsfield said this is just the beginning for the Katie Palmer Project, and with the help of her husband John and the firefighter volunteers who have helped hang the lights, they hope the project embodies Katie's giving legacy for years to come. Live in studio, Mike Rogers, News 12.
All right, thank you, Mike. Sherman hosting their Christmas parade this weekend, where you can watch it if you don't feel comfortable getting out.
Big upper low moving really slow, dumping heavy snow. Hey, that rhymes. We won't get that here, but as the low tracks away, we will have some cold nights coming up. We'll talk about just how cold and also return to sunshine when I come back.
From the Weather Authority, here's Steve LaNore.
We really have almost an epic upper level storm for this time of the year across northwest Oklahoma. Now, Buffalo, Oklahoma is right here on the Kansas border. 13 inches of snow in the last 24 hours, and it's still snowing there, but all that action is being pushed off to the east, and we had this big slot of dry air that wrapped around the southern side of the system today. That's why, although most of us got some rain, we didn't get the kind of rain we expected. That tended to be just in our easternmost counties over into Arkansas, so close but no cigar on the rain, but again, most of us at least had something out there. Tonight, again, the dry air keeping that rain at a minimum, and Doppler 12 shows that. Taking a look here on the long-range scan, just nothing out there. Now, overnight, we'll have a scattering of clouds, maybe some mist or a couple of patches of very light rain. It won't amount to much, but tomorrow, still a chance of more kind of gray, overcast skies and some pockets of rain, but the rain chance tomorrow is down to just 20%. Now, I want you to check this out. This is our Tanglewood time lapse sponsored by Hunter SuperTax. Start off at 3:30 in the afternoon with an overcast sky. As we zip along here, lots happening. First of all, the sun starts to come out about 4 o'clock. Then we get a big reflection off the lake surface. Isn't that gorgeous? That was about 4:30 this afternoon. And finally, we get a sunset out of the whole deal as the skies did temporarily open up. Now, if you go out tonight, you might see a nearly full moon, as there are some holes in the clouds. And one of our viewers, Tony Thomason, lives along Lake Texoma, caught this beautiful shot of that lake about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Very peaceful moment there after a very wet and chilly day across Texoma. Speaking of chilly, Tonight, temperatures in the upper 30s, Sulphur at 37 degrees to 41 degrees, Sherman, Denison. Bottom, you're kind of in between there at 39. Now tonight, I don't think we'll have a freeze. The water's pretty much dry off the roads already, but if there's any water left in the roads, it should be liquid in the morning. Going to stay about 35, 36 degrees. Cold, but not an ice issue tonight. Now the winds have started to shift to the west and northwest behind a cold front coming through, and they'll be pretty gusty tomorrow. We'll kind of have a wraparound effect where the clouds show back up here, so breezy and cold overnight. Maybe a few patches of drizzle, that's about it. Into your Thursday, there may be some brief patches of light rain. That's the big 20% I've got in there for you. Notice how we start to see some holes in the clouds. These clouds are going to break up tomorrow night. Good timing, huh? Just in time for the weekend. So take a look at Friday. Behold, no clouds. The sun is out, and it won't be as windy, and it definitely won't be as cold. We're going to be in the 40s tomorrow, the 50s on Friday, and probably around 60 degrees by Saturday. So things are moving in the right direction. Tonight, mostly cloudy and again chilly, but notice we're above freezing, 35, 36, something like that. And tomorrow we're going to top out once again like today in the upper 40s. The rainfall will be a lot sparser on your Thursday into the weekend. Now we'll have those cold nights, near freezing each night right into the weekend, but the daytimes won't be bad. Pushing 60 degrees on Saturday, and look at next Wednesday. Could be close to 70 degrees. As we go to break, here are some Toys for Tots drop-off locations. New unwrapped toys, please, in Texoma.
Well, planning and zoning in Denison are hoping to make an ordinance change which would allow new types of businesses downtown. Have I got your attention yet? Well, listen up. Monday, City Council will vote to approve a zoning ordinance change that could include indoor amusements for future downtown businesses. Still not interested? Well, now I know I'll have you. How about an axe throwing business? That's what prompted the change. The Denison Development Alliance says it will provide more opportunities for entertainment downtown.
It's meant to be this kind of melting pot of a variety of different uses. You have living spaces, workspaces, service companies, manufacturers, all different types of uses. And we're like, well, we want downtown to be a place for amusement and entertainment and a variety of activities like that. We want people gathering and having fun.
That's right, yeah, and throwing axes. In the meantime, the city's asking the community to fill out the Vision Forward survey to hopefully bring more change to downtown over the next 10 years. A link to that survey can be found on our website, KXII.com.
Well, KXII is partnering with the City of Sherman to bring you and your family a safe way to watch the city's annual Christmas parade if you aren't quite comfortable going in person this year. This is also happening on the KXII website. It'll be a live stream, and if you do decide to go in person, Main Street Manager Sarah McRae says the annual tree lighting before the parade is canceled this year. They don't want people gathering in that area. They're encouraging social distancing. She says there will be hand sanitizing stations, and they're encouraging people to follow those public health guidelines.
We still have about 85 participants this year in the parade, and a typical year is about 100, so a little bit less, but gosh, it'll still be something really great to enjoy.
Well, a link to where you can find that live stream will be on our website and app.
And you're going to be the MC if you're watching on the live stream out there.
I can't wait.
That's worth watching. All right.
Well, Sherman and Denison are getting ready for big district games to finish up the regular season.
And it was signing day for a few Texoma student athletes. Sports next.
Now, your award-winning local sports coverage. Here's David Reed.
We are getting close to the high school football playoffs for classes 5A and 6A. Just one more week to go. Sherman and Denison are already in, but both teams have important tune-up games this week. Sherman will play West Mesquite on the road on Friday night. The Wranglers are a team that's just 1-8 this year. It's a chance for the Bearcats to continue the momentum that they've worked so hard to get going as they prepare for postseason play.
Always talk about, you want to get playing your best football at the end of the year, and I think our kids are really doing that. We're coming together. We're finding out we know exactly who we are now and what we need to do to win some games, and that's continue to keep playing some good football, playing some great defense and staying ahead of the chains and ball security on offense.
The Denison Yellow Jackets have already punched their ticket to the postseason and have one more regular season game to go as well. They'll get that in on Friday night at Princeton. The Jackets would like to keep their momentum going after checking off a big box by clinching a postseason berth.
I think it's a goal that you checked off, and if you're satisfied with that goal, then you don't reset and move on to your next goal. So, at the end of the season, when the season's over, we'll reflect back on everything that we've accomplished. But right now, it's time to move on to the next goal.
Well, it's not Monday night football. How about some Wednesday afternoon football? RG3 filling in for Lamar Jackson with the Ravens going up against the undefeated Steelers. Robert Griffin Jr. had some moments today. Great run here, turning back the clock through that Pittsburgh D. But the Ravens totally mismanaged the clock at the end of the first half, got to the 1-yard line, but let the clock run out with no points to show for it. You can't give Ben Roethlisberger too many chances because he does make them pay. Steelers win 19-14. How about this? Russell Westbrook is headed to the Washington Wizards. The Rockets send Russ to Washington for John Wall and a protected 2023 first-round draft pick. Westbrook rejoins his former coach, Scott Brooks, who coaches the Wizards. The dynamic duo of James Harden and Russell Westbrook lasted only one season. Maui Invitational Finals, the Texas Longhorns taking on North Carolina. Matt Coleman was great for Texas early on. Then off the Texas miss, Royce Ham Jr. gets the putback slam. Longhorns right there. Late in the game, we're all tied up. Check this out. Time running out. Texas playing for the last shot, and Coleman makes it count. He had 22 points. Texas wins the Maui Invitational. They beat Carolina 69-67. Signing day at Silo High School for baseball standout Will Farr, but he's not going far. He'll suit up at Southeastern. This has been a childhood dream for a kid that was once the bat boy at SOSU. Now he gets a new uniform to play for the Storm.
I just like the tradition. Just like that whenever Coach Matheny was there, I used to be like bat boy or whatever, and I get to hang out in the dugout. So I've been there a long time, been there most of my life. So I just like get to play there. It's pretty cool.
Callisburg volleyball standout Emma Sledge taking her game to Mary Hardin Baylor. Sledge has been a big part of the Lady Cats stellar volleyball program. Now she takes the next step in Belton, and she loved everything about UMHB.
I really fell in love with the campus and the people that I got to meet when I was there. And the coach was just amazing when I got to talk to him, and he really inspired me to just get better at what I do.
Signing day in Atoka, Wampus Cats golfer Lyndon Burnett is headed to Seminole State after being a huge part of the Atoka golf team. And of course, we have some big football games coming up on Thursday and Friday night. Hopefully, we'll have some good weather, Steve.
If you don't mind wearing a coat in the audience, you got to be in good shape. David, we're pretty much done with the rain, and a beautiful weekend is coming up. Get ready.
All right, yeah, not bad at all.
When he sells it like that, I think we're all ready for a beautiful weekend.
Yeah, I could use some sunshine, that's for sure.
See you tomorrow.